Lieutenant Brenda Roth will do the pledge. Would you bow with me, please? Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, beautiful day we've had today. Thank you for allowing us to assemble here and do the work of the city. Also, we'd like to ask you to pray for any among us that might be sick. Pray for anyone that has lost loved ones within our community. And please help us come together as a community. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Allen.
Here.
Here. Commissioner Myers. Vice Mayor Stone. Mayor Gibson.
Here. Approval of minutes. Everyone had a chance to look over the minutes?
Yeah, second paragraph of under old business, first sentence.
Yep.
Needs to be corrected. I was not here at the last meeting.
Yeah, the motion, I made that motion. So, and also on down somewhere where we approved the demolition of the playground, it just says demo in here, and she's going to change that to demolition. Do I have a motion to approve with those changes?
Make a motion.
Second?
Commissioner Allen.
Yes.
Commissioner Duggar.
Yes.
Commissioner Myers.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stone.
Yes.
Mayor Gibson.
Yes. Citizens' comments. We have one person on the agenda, and I'd like to remind everyone that, if you would like to speak, you can speak after this. And it has to be something that's on the agenda that you speak about. Would you come to the podium, please? It's Mandy Finati with, Arts and the Burks.
Yes, I am requesting, this will be the third year that we host the Santa Cause, which is something that that we hosted Arts in the Burg in conjunction with the Chamber, and all the nonprofits in Marion County are invited to it. It's to do an angel tree for the nonprofits in Marion County and to raise funds and awareness of what nonprofits we have here in our county. The first year we raised over $10,000 that first night. Last year we know we raised over $20,000 like through these nonprofit organizations that are doing lots of great things in our community. One of the things we do to help fund the event is we serve hors d'oeuvres and cocktails, and so the request is for a permit to serve alcohol during that event, December 4th.
City Administrator, can you?
Yes, so the application was submitted, special event permit on December 4th. And it will be under South Pittsburg Area Revitalization Quest or SPAR. And the permit did not have to go to the billboard because they have 12 per year, and it's been less than a year since they used the last one. So that request is before this board for
They used one last weekend,
That's correct.
and then this one will be, and they'll still have 10.
Is that correct?
We used one at the, just
They've used a couple.
transparency, we used one for the Cornbread Festival, one of the days of the Cornbread Festival too, so, but it's just our third.
It's still 9, yeah, okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second it.
Commissioner Allen.
Yes.
Commissioner Duggar.
Yes.
Commissioner Myers. Vice Mayor Stone.
Yes.
Mayor Gibson.
Yes.
Thank you, Mandy.
That's all you have, right? No, that's right, I'm sorry, I'm bad. Okay,
Do you want me to go ahead and?
Yeah.
Well, then, okay, so, just brief background, a couple of years ago, I had this idea to do a series of murals in town. Murals tell great stories, they also attract tourism. And everyone loves a selfie station. We see it at the Cornbread Festival when they paint the windows. My thought was, ooh, we could do one at Arts in the Burg that's some kind of wings. Everybody loves the wings. Some kind of wings, and the wings be made up of paintbrushes, palette knives, things like that. If we did one on the back of a hair salon, it could be made up of braids and scissors, things like that. If it's on a restaurant, it could be dragon wings or whatever kind of wings you want, made up of forks and spoons. The libraries could be dragon wings made of books, whatever. But as I was thinking about it, I thought it'd be great to make a digital mural map of these. So it's online, could attract tourism to the area, and really just boost people coming from outside to here and telling our story in a more meaningful way. And these could be hashtagged with a link to a website that tells more stories, the Historical Society's site, or whatever, wherever we want them to go. As I was thinking through it, I thought, well, I talked to some folks at the Historic Society, and the coolest place to start it would be on the back of the Princess Theater, doing paying homage to Jobina Ralston, who won an Academy Award for the movie Wings. And if we hashtagged it Wings of Our Streets, but started it there, it could be a cool mural and start it and tell a cool story. So this is how this whole idea was born. But then we know funding for things, especially arts, has been cut, and so I kind of thought that idea had died. And I found this girl about a year ago who was doing 50 murals in 50 states. She's an amazing artist. Her name is Cheyenne Renee. She's based out of Virginia, and Tennessee had not been done. I applied and told her our story and the idea, the whole concept. She loved it. About a year ago, she's like, I love it. If you ever get funds to do it, let me know. I would love for that to be Tennessee's. So it's always the funds to do it, right? And so about 6 months ago, she asked me again, hey, have you found funds to do this? And I was like, no, a lot of our funds are being cut. I'm sorry. And she goes, man, I love this project. Well, Friday, she text messages me out of the blue, and she's done 38 states now for the mural project, her 50 and 50. It's 50 murals in 50 states. And she loved the idea so much that she found a donor who was willing to pay her to come and do Tennessee's mural. And she said, I love your story, and I want you guys to have first dibs at this. Now, a year ago, she mocked up the mural. So I'm going to share that with you guys. And I brought 10 copies for whoever wants to see. The point was to tell the story, attract tourism, and maybe for future years, have the community involved in nominating. Oh, no, I've got 2 left. You're good. Maybe have the community involved in nominating a business each year to add more, and work on funding for those, raising funds for those each year to tell a story. But we got the ideas and concepts. You can see this first page tells you about Cheyenne. Show this to you, Ms. Heiser, because she did a storyboard based off of information from our Historic Society's information, and speaking with people with the Preservation Society over a year ago about this. I even had talked to Carolyn at one point about this concept, that this is the mural that is sketched out. But the catch is, she said she can do it, but she has availability sometime between November 16th and November 20th of this year. So, that's fast.
Next week.
To fit it into her tour across the U.S. to do these. And it's a free 10 by 15 mural. It would take her 2 days to do, but it's completely paid for. There's no cost involved or associated to do the first one.
So South Pittsburg will be the first one in the state of Tennessee?
The only one that she does in Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah. And you will be able to build around that and expand that.
Absolutely. And for the record, over a year ago, I ran this idea past the Brewers to talk to them about just conceptually, because they're artistic and love theater. They loved the idea. I talked to them about this on Friday. I was like, hey, are you still on board? Do you still like this idea? They were completely here for it. I thought one of them was going to be here tonight. So
They've got a movie playing. That's why they're not.
Oh, gotcha. But we have definitely been in contact, and even design wise and everything. We'll add some color will be added to it, but it was a black and white film, so in some way, paying, tribute to Joe Biden Russell, which a lot of people do not even know that story. I grew up here and didn't know that story until Carolyn mentioned it, at a society meeting that I went to a couple years ago. So I feel like we have so much rich history here to tell, and art is a great way to tell it and also to attract tourism. So the request is for permission to paint this mural on the back of the Princess Theater.
Motion.
Make a motion.
Okay.
Commissioner Allen,
Yes.
Commissioner Duggar,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers, Vice Mayor Stone, Mayor Henson.
Yes.
Thank you, Mandy, for your work on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I apologize for leaving. We've got a private
So,
party.
hey, where will the information be? I guess after it's done, are we gonna put this on the city website and start trying to?
Absolutely, we can well, what we should do is a QR code plate that'll take you to a page and then can link out to whatever pages we want.
Mandy, can there be a QR code on the theater itself so people can learn the
That's
history of it?
exactly where it should be.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. And that decision can be made, like, that can be done in, as we're going. I just needed the approval to tell this girl, yes, make travel plans to come here. So, thank you guys, I appreciate your support.
Thank you. Oh. Make myself a note where I don't forget to mention it here in just a second. Communications for me. First of all, Jarvis Wooten has been named the Grand Marshal for the Christmas Parade. The theme, going along with the theme for everything for the upcoming year, is gonna be America's 250th. Jasper's doing like a 1800 something, which kind of plays on it also. I talked to them before we made the decision there. All right, I spoke with Michael, and I don't remember his last name, with Vogue Towers a few weeks ago. Keep getting questions on the cell phone tower. He assures me that the last piece of paper they have is laying on someone's desk in Washington DC, waiting on a signature. And he says, as soon as that happens, that they'll move pretty quick on that project. So it's still a go. It hasn't died. Raceway, if y'all haven't been by there, building's up, it's in the drive. They're still on track to try to open probably the week after Christmas. Not a good time for a grand opening, but I guess they've got tax reasons they want to do that. We have a new restaurant about to open. It just says coming soon right now. It's Greg's Restaurant in Richard City, which will have breakfast, lunch, dinner, meat and threes. He currently has a restaurant, correct me if I'm wrong, in Lafayette. And it's supposed to be real good. It's in the old Richard City Cafe.
Okay. Oh, what?
I read your mind.
Reusing a building, great.
Like to thank Public Works, City Administrator, everybody that had something to do with trunk or treat. It was huge. I mean, huge. We had a lot of kids there that night, and good. That was good. We've got a gentleman that'll be in town the first of the month, second and third, I believe, by the name of Mark Johnson. He's contracted by Tennessee Magazine. He's coming in and he's going to do an article on South Pittsburg that will be featured in the Tennessee Magazine. It may be the following year before it gets published, but they're in the process now, and it could be published this coming year. Let's hope it is. And also, we had a visitor in town today. Governor Bill Lee was here. He visited Lodge Manufacturing, did a factory tour of Lodge. That's his 95 counties he's trying to cover goes back to the America's 250th. He's trying to visit all 95 counties for the end of the year. And that's all I've got. Vice Mayor Stone.
The only thing I had a couple, I had an inquiry about streetlights in District 4. Need to
trying to get a count. I don't know if that's gonna fall with Public Works or Squatchy Valley, but, the lack of street lights on some of the streets in District 4, and I know that there are a few that it's pretty dark. So we just need to get together and see what the standard is on city streets everywhere else and look at maybe adding some lights.
There's one other thing I had that I thought about. We are going to work on a process. The donations have been, I don't know what the term to use, but we don't have a process for donations at this point in time. Keith says they do, and we're gonna look at, what they've got, and we're gonna come up with a process. And we're gonna ask people before they come in here wanting donations to probably have us an application 30 days out before they want their donation. That way we've got all the forms, we can make sure everything's right. Then we don't get nicked by the auditor. So we're gonna look into doing some of that, hopefully within a few weeks, or maybe even have something next month. City Administrator Hudson's gonna send out what another county uses, and Keith's going to, try to find out what they use, and we'll try to come
We need to
up
make
with
sure,
some
I
type of
think it's just, I think we just use a template from the state, and I think it's just a 501c3 request form.
Mhm.
They provide their number and proof that they are 501c3. And then if you want to add anything to the process, that would be, I think.
Sorry about getting
Pretty
off
sure.
track. Is that all you had?
Yeah, well, that's all I got, just street lights.
Yeah.
So.
Commissioner Allen?
I don't see a date on here for our agenda for the Christmas break. Is it not listed?
It should be, it's December the 6th.
December 6th, okay. That's all I got.
We went back to the original, our customary first Saturday, yeah. And the Christmas tree lighting will be that night. We'll do it all, try to do it all the same day.
Okay.
Commissioner Duggar?
Okay, well, if you have not heard, we have fabulous news. You remember a couple months ago, we talked about the DIG grant, Downtown Improvement Grant? So, a couple weeks ago, I got an email saying that South Pittsburg had got a grant. And I was actually happened to be down here talking to Michael when it came in, and I almost literally fell out of the chair, because we were the only community in the state of Tennessee that got the full $500,000.
Wow, congratulations.
That is amazing. Just, we had a $15,000 one time, and then we got a $50,000 one last time. So we've now got this $500,000 to spend. But now, like we talked about before, it's for downtown improvement. It's also for fixing our sidewalks in the historic area of town on Cedar Avenue and about half a block up on, kind of 2 blocks on Elm. It's also for a speakerless sound system that will go on Cedar Avenue, which will be great to put music on our streets, especially during Christmas time. It'll also be available if we have any type of emergency to announce that the streets need to be cleared or anything like that. So that's part of it. And what'll happen is we have to go through some training on this, and then letters will go out to every property owner within the grant area. And they will submit an application on what they wanna do. And then, the committee of citizens and city officials will review those applications and then make judgments on how much different, projects to get. Also, we plan to redo the Princess Doors again. That was actually part of the $15,000 grant a long time ago, but it's hard for those doors to stand up under the weather, and we kind of did it on the cheap with the $15,000 grant too, so that's part of it also. So, I think everybody's thrilled to death that we got that much, so. One other thing is, Kim Parks is the lady that's over this whole program for the state of Tennessee. And she asked me if I would come to the Governor's Tourism Conference last week and be on a panel for all the towns in Tennessee. A lot of them had representatives there. And she asked me if I would be on a panel and talk about what South Pittsburg has done. So that was nice, and you learn so much from hearing what other people do also, so it was a good thing to do, to interact with those people. Today, I went to Cleveland to a Set D tourism meeting, and there was also representatives from people all over the state there talking about just a strategic plan for tourism. And so there was a county representative there along with me for Marion County. And then also today, I was on a conference call with Kim Parks on plans for communities to celebrate the 250th birthday of America. So those are things that we're interested in. You know, we've already got some plans about 250, but this is also was talking about grant money that's available for that too. So, you know, we love grants. We love non-matching grants especially. So anyway, so that's kind of my report. If anybody had any questions.
Will there be a process for people to apply for, is it something that we're gonna give to other businesses, or how will all that work?
Well, any property owner, any business, can't be for a house, but any property owner within that area will get a letter explaining the whole process with an application attached to it. And so they will fill that out, turn it back in, and then it'll be evaluated at that point. And like I mentioned before, you have to have a lien on your property for the amount that you've been given, but that it's so, like, you can't get a grant and use it and then the next year sell it. The state wants to reap their investment.
What improvements can it be used for? What?
Facade, front of the building.
Front of the building.
Yeah.
Front of the building, and other things like the sidewalk repair.
Right. It's nothing inside the building. It's always
Open
the
windows.
facade, the outside.
And the lien, some grants are different, and I never could get a straight answer on the grant liens, but some are 5 years, some are 10 years. And I don't know what this one is. Do you have any idea?
I think it may be 10.
Yeah, they're both, when I was at a Set D meeting a few weeks ago, I asked the question about things like that, and sitting there talking to 4 of them, I got this and this, you know?
4 answers?
Yeah, and so,
Well, but one
that's
previous,
something we'll find out.
one previous to that was 5. So I think they've moved it up. They just don't want people to flip property that they've invested in. You know, just do it and sell it.
Commissioner Myers. City Administrator Hudson.
Right, I just wanna give a quick update on some of our buildings and progress we've made, since the last month. First, I'll start with Playground Paradise. As you guys are aware, I announced in the last meeting, we received a $100,000 grant, to put towards the renovation of the playground piece at Louis Park. The Cornbread Festival donated $15,000, the city had to match it with 10. Since that last meeting, the area has been demoed, the old playground equipment has been removed. The new equipment has been ordered, and we should receive it on December 15th. Now, that installation could take 3 to 5 days to install, and of course, all this weather permitting. Bliss Products, where we purchased the equipment, will be out here on November 21st to do a site visit and figure out the best location for each piece that we order. Next, I just want to briefly mention that the library will be getting a food donation box placed outside, hopefully before Thanksgiving. At the Princess Theater, we've updated the seating in the balcony area, and also we're gonna have our first sold-out show next week. And, we've also ordered a new ice machine, as trivial as that might be, but to go at the Princess, cause the other one was torn up and old, so. Let's see, Legion Hall, we've got a new hot water heater in there, Monday at 7:30. We got a crew coming in to sand and poly the floors there. I don't know the last time it had been done, I don't know, probably years ago if ever. But, Public Works crew moved the furniture today, we're ready for that. It should be about a 3-day to 5-day process. So we will be closing that building to the public until that's finished. And finally, the armory. So, I have met with a structural engineer, an architect, and electrician on site at the armory. We had a workshop here not too very long ago with an update to this committee, but we've made progress since. The engineering drawings will be done before Thanksgiving. The final architectural drawings are complete. Now, the next step in that, the architect will send those plans off to the development district and the state for approval, which takes a couple weeks. The goal is to have a final working session with this board in December and hopefully get approval to put it out to bid. We have some pretty good numbers on what the cost is gonna be. We have cut costs in the area of the air conditioning unit since our last meeting. Not very much, but some. So, just be looking for that in the next month or so. I will be calling a meeting to sit down, have the architect over here, and we're gonna hopefully in December vote on putting it out to bid, going from there. And if you guys have any questions, be glad to answer.
All right, street department.
I don't have anything. You guys covered the parade and the parade and everything else we've done last month, so.
Police department,
Have nothing at this time, Mayor.
fire department, Mary Natural Gas. Building inspector, how about nothing? Elderly housing not here. Princess Theater, you've got a report in your packet. Old business.
All right, going into old business, ordinance number 864. We had the first reading last month to increase our court costs from 130 to 187.50. This will be the second and final reading. Tonight, I think, Mayor, we have to close this meeting and open it up for public comment, and then reopen for the final vote.
We're open for public comment. Anyone?
Did you say it's going to go up to $187.50?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what the person pays?
Yes, ma'am. That's court costs.
Of court costs. That's what it costs us, I believe, isn't it? There's no profit in that.
Well, it was costing us money at 130, 187 should put us in a position to break even or maybe
Make
profit.
break even on it, yeah.
So don't speak through town this month.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyone else? All right, we're back in session. Do I have a motion? We have a move by Commissioner, Vice Mayor Stone. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Duggar.
Commissioner Allen,
Yes.
Commissioner Duggar,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers, Vice Mayor Stone,
Yes.
Mayor Henson.
Yes. New business.
Ordinance number 865. Our planning commission met on October 9th and voted to rezone the parcel at 1972 South Cedar Avenue from C2 to R2, which is from commercial to residential. And that comes as a recommendation from the planning commission that we vote to rezone that residential.
Is there any questions about that? Does everyone know the piece of property that's in question?
I included a map in the packets.
Okay. it sits, the house sits, but, the piece of property we're talking about sits between two houses now, so it's perfect to go back what it is. I make a motion to approve.
A quick question, I got, we have one of our, businessmen, I guess, asked a couple of months ago to look at his property to be changed to where he could add something to it. Is this part of something like that, or?
Yeah, well, let's get this voted on, then we'll talk about that for you, okay? Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Allen?
Yes.
Commissioner Duggar?
Yes.
Commissioner Myers? Vice Mayor Stone?
Yes.
Mayor Henson?
Yes. All right, Commissioner Allen.
Yeah, a couple of months ago, one of the businessmen wants to build some more apartments on some property he owns here. And he was turned down, I guess, by the state, by the city.
So what, I think, are you talking about Kenmore?
Yes.
So the problem with that is there wasn't another piece of property that touched his that was the zone that he wanted to change it. Now, there was one on the opposite end of the street, which was that church. So, correct me if I'm wrong, in order to do that, and it not be spot zoning, you have to get neighbors to sign off on the change in the zone. Otherwise, it's considered spot zoning. When he was informed of that, he never came back and presented that he had gotten anybody to sign off or anything. So it just died. That's where it was left off.
I mean, he was wanting to build on property he already got a building on.
It don't matter. If you have a piece of property and it's R1, you can't build another duplex on it unless it's zoned that way. So
Was this
it's-
R1, then we
No.
just approved it to,
This is R2. R2 is 2 to 4 units on a piece of property. R1 is a single family home with up to an ADU. So in town, it's R1, so it's single family homes, they can build an ADU. But you can't build a duplex on a piece of property when there's already a house there, cause it's not zoned that way. So you can get it rezoned, and to get it rezoned, it has to touch a R2, if it's touching an R2 lot, then it can be rezoned R2, without it being considered spot zoning. But if it's not touching an R2 lot, it would be considered spot zoning, unless you get your neighbors to agree to sign off. So that church down the road, the church that got changed over, it had some signatures in order to get it changed. So that wasn't enough, is that right? Does that sound right?
Sounds right.
So that was the only comparable property in that vicinity that had been changed. So the same procedures would apply to him that applied to the church. So, I hope that answers your question.
still don't, I mean,
That's-
cause
that's
he don't have a house.
That's
He's got a duplex already on the property, and he was just wanting to add another duplex on the same property, and he's been turned down.
Yeah, but there's more than one building, so single family, duplex, you can't do 2 duplexes on an R1 lot unless it's R2. It's just planning, it's just zoning laws in the state. I mean,
Anyone have anything else? Motion to adjourn.
We got one more.
You have a beer permit.
She did.
No, we've already done it.
We did it
We did it
out of order.
out of order.
When
Mandy.
Mandy was up.
I got a rag on it.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Can I ask a question, Beth, about this,
Okay,
big grant?
wait a second, I got a motion in a second, let's vote, and then you can talk about it.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Duggar?
Yes.
Commissioner Myers? Vice Mayor Stone? Mayor Henson?
Yes,
The city owns that building next to the premises.
It's on
Can
the
the city
list.
apply for a grant?
I was
if
just
there's
thinking
something-
about that.
Yes.
I was just thinking
Yes.
about that.
The facade can be done with the bigger.
Yeah.
yes, the front of it can be done with the grant,
Mhm.
the outside part of the building. Can't go inside the door.
Well, that's okay, but if you can get the trunk started, you can always work inside.
It's on the list though.